welcome back to my third video. In my previous video, we went over the fact that dollar devaluation has contributed to the reason why Democrats produce better returns on the Dow Jones Industrial Average than do the Republicans. And now I want to lead you down the rabbit hole, the economic rabbit hole. Let's look at President Wilson. President Wilson, he is, well, let's put it this way. He's the greatest devaluer of U.S. currency since 1900. The greatest devaluer. He has dropped, during the time of his administration, he has dropped the value of the U.S. dollar by 50%. Half. Exactly half. So if you had a dollar at the beginning of Wilson's administration, at the end of Wilson's administration, that dollar is now worth 50 cents. This is unprecedented in United States history. Interestingly enough, President Wilson was instrumental in creating the League of Nations. And the League of Nations, of course, is the precursor to the United Nations and the whole idea of globalism. And, of course, global currency. Hello! And how do you achieve that? By dropping the value of the US dollar to match those of what would later be known as emerging markets. I mean, this stuff is absolutely crazy. Of course, during World War II, there were many dynamics involved. And President Eisenhower, he was a very smart guy. He realized that we need to get away from the vestige of a war economy, and we need to get back into a normal economy and producing normal goods. No longer a war economy, a civil economy. And he stemmed the tide of what was starting to become a trend in dollar devaluation. During Roosevelt's administration, he had dropped the value of the dollar by nearly 29%. And Truman had dropped the value of the dollar by 27%. Eisenhower came in and he made a dramatic paradigm shift by only reducing the value of the dollar by 8.33%. That's huge. Of course, he still did devalue the dollar, but it was a dramatic deceleration of dollar devaluation. And I didn't mean to do that, but that was a little bit of a Johnny Cochran moment there. This is where it gets interesting. John F. Kennedy, JFK, he took it another step further. During the course of his tragically shortened administration, he only reduced the value of the dollar by 4.84%. This is absolutely dramatic. It was even more of a dramatic deceleration. It was a continuance. It was a continuation of the deceleration of dollar devaluation. We wanted to stem that tide. Again, now that we're away from a war economy, back to a regular, normal economy, we need to have a currency that is strong. There's no point in constantly inflating the currency and engaging in currency manipulation and other forms of economic manipulation when you're not stressed, as in a war economy. We're in a normal economy. That means we need to have dollar strength, currency strength. And that is what Kennedy wanted to do. There are sources that say that prior to Kennedy's assassination, he was going to give a speech exposing the New World Order and exposing this puppeteering that was going on in global economics. He was going to warn about the dangers of the Federal Reserve and currency manipulation. And true to his word, again, JFK, he only produced minus 4.84% dollar devaluation, far lower than Eisenhower and obviously far lower than Truman and Roosevelt before him. And he was assassinated. Guess what happened after his assassination? Whether we are talking Democrats or Republicans, after JFK's assassination, every single president without fail, have produced double-digit percentage points of dollar devaluation. There was a dramatic paradigm shift in economic policy on both the Republicans and the Democrats in terms of how we are going to control the monetary system and the monetary supply. Dramatic. See, Eisenhower led the charge. He was saying, let's slow this down. And Kennedy, he slowed it down even further. And he was about to expose the powers that be that control this Keynesian nightmare. But once Kennedy was out of the picture, literally, we've returned earnestly into this Keynesian nightmare. Again, every single president after Kennedy's assassination has produced double-digit dollar devaluation. I don't think that is by coincidence. Interestingly as well, Republicans, since JFK's assassination, Republicans actually lead slightly, but they actually do lead in terms of dollar devaluation. We've seen a lot of dollar devaluation during the Bush years. Both Bushes have produced significant dollar devaluation. We've seen also Reagan devalued the dollar by nearly 24% during his administration. It was only marginally better than Carter's dollar devaluation, which measures just shy of minus 26%. These are crazy differentials. And now, yes, of course, there is that criticism that now the Republicans and the Democrats appear the same. There was previously, prior to JFK, there was a sharp divide. Post JFK, there is a convergence. There is a convergence of economic, fiscal ideologies. That's scary. And I don't think that is a coincidence. I think that there is definite evidence, that is definite evidence that there is more to this story than meets the eye.